Hello students, I'm Rahul sir and I'm here with the new chapter and the new lecture, that is chapter 4, agriculture. You know that agriculture has been one of the most important and ancient practices of human civilization. Right from now, some 10,000 years back, we know that the agriculture has been started, and gradually the art of agriculture has been extended and developed so far that is feeding teeming millions. And you know that agriculture is one of the important dynamic landmark in the history of human civilization, because since the time we developed the art of agriculture, we started stabilizing at a place, remaining at a place, and thereafter there was no turning back, because the human civilization actually grown out of agriculture. That's why agriculture is the biggest culture. So in this chapter we'll be discussing about what is agriculture. We will be discussing about the types of agriculture, and then we'll be discussing about cropping season. We will be discussing about the climatic conditions needed for different sort of crops, and we'll be discussing about some institutional and technological reforms that has played a very important role in bringing agriculture up in our country. So now let us start the chapter agriculture. And one more thing before moving ahead, that you are needed to go through the concept of the chapter, but at the same time you are needed to go through with the mindset that agriculture or any of these chapters which are part of the midterm examination or the first part of your examination are objective type, MCQ type. So you should be preparing keeping in mind that MCQ questions will be asked. And in one of the video, on a separate video, I will be discussing about the question answer of resource and development that has already been completed, and the video of which was already uploaded, and I hope that you went through. Okay, in school we are physically studying economics and we are studying geography here. So the one who is not coming to school, some of the students who are at home and are not coming to school, I will be trying my level best after completing this agriculture that I will be coming up with economics. So let us start the chapter agriculture. So we'll be starting with the meaning of agriculture. So what is agriculture? If you can see, cultivation of soil, producing crops, and raising livestock, etc., is called as agriculture. So here you are seeing that cultivation of soil is an art and science of what is agriculture. Agriculture is an art and science of cultivation of soil, producing crops and raising livestock is called as agriculture. You know that animal husbandry is also a part of agriculture, and there are many such cultures that collectively is called as agriculture. Now when we are talking about the agriculture type in context to India, so one thing in common I just needed to tell you that India is the if we are talking about the area of India, so India is the 7th largest country in terms of its area. Okay, and India is second in its population. So that means what? That we have more population and we have less area. So when you are taking the ratio of a population and area, you will be seeing that there is an intense pressure on producing crops on Indian land. So that's why the agriculture that we practice in our country is an intensive agriculture. What is extensive agriculture? Extensive agriculture is the agriculture where there lies more area and less population. So automatically when there will be less population, it will have less pressure on a per unit area of production. So Indian agriculture system is an intensive agriculture because you know that we have a big pressure of population. Apart from this, when we will be seeing the geographical or physical feature of your country, as you have studied in class 9th, you know that when we talk about physiography of our country, we have plain, we have plateau, we have mountains, we have coastal area, we have desert, and we have islands. So you know that the largest potential lies with that of plains as far as agriculture is concerned. And apart from plains, there lies then the coastal plains, and plains, they play a very important role. Plateau has not so much of potential to produce crops, and then there comes desert area. You know that desert areas are not much capable of producing a lot as far as mountainous areas or the rugged topography, where the rocky terrain and the thin layer of soil, steep slopes are also not fit for cultivation. So it does not mean that we have entire area for cultivation, though cultivation is practiced in every nook and corner of our country. Somewhere it is done on a large scale, somewhere at a small scale with the small set of crops, but agriculture is one of our unique identity, and most of our population is dependent on agriculture even today. When on one side we are moving to urban areas, at the same time still there lies a big set of population which believes in agriculture, which resides in village area, and you know that it is our identity. So let us discuss about the types of agriculture that is given in your book. So when we are talking about the types of agriculture, so we have the first one, have primitive subsistence farming. We have primitive subsistence farming. Second, we have intensive subsistence farming. Third, we have commercial farming. Okay, this commercial farming is known with different names that we will be discussing. Now let us discuss about first what is primitive subsistence farming. So primitive subsistence farming is the farming that is done with basic tools as well. It is done for simply sustaining livelihood. Basic tools and primitive techniques. Basic tools and primitive techniques, as well as it is done with just for sustaining livelihood, because it is done with basic methodology. With it is actually a natural farming where first of all a piece of land is cleared and then crops are grown, and once that particular piece of land loses its fertility, the farmers, they used to leave that patch of land and they move ahead. So they are clearing first of all the vegetative cover, and then they are practicing agriculture, and they are leaving the land further for replenishing its fertility, and then they move further and clear another patch of land, right? That's why this is also called as slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture. आप क्या कर रहे हैं? You are slashing the piece of land, then you are burning the vegetative covers and the ash that you have, that generally is spread over the ground for bringing fertility, or just for it is used like a natural fertilizer, and then another patch of land is cleared. So you are seeing that such type of agriculture is actually being practiced by the people who are living primitive life. Primitive life means they are not living advanced life. They don't use much of the technology, the simple hoe and other sort of things. That is quite basic weapon or basic tool that one pursue is being utilized for completing this farming. So primitive life. So who lives this primitive life? And this is generally done in remote areas. This is generally done in remote areas. Okay. So it is generally done in remote areas, and the people who used to practice this agriculture are generally the people who are tribals. It means such type of agriculture which you are calling as primitive subsistence agriculture. This is generally done by the poor community. I hope this is clear to you. This is done by poor community. So keep in mind that it is done with basic tools. It is a primitive, it contains primitive technique. It is just done for sustaining one's livelihood. It is also called slash and burn agriculture. It is done by the people who lives primitive life, and it is generally done in remote areas, and mainly it is performed by tribals or the poor community. And it is quite obvious कि जब कोई ऐसी खेती जिसमें कोई लागत नहीं लगनी है और प्राकृतिक तरीके से होना है, it is done with the natural way, so it means that it is done by the poor people, right? And it is known with different names in different states. When you will be going through the reading of the book, you will be seeing a para on the very first page, right column, where it is known with Roka, Milpa, and with many other names in different part of our country also. Different parts of our country, in different states, the slash and burn agriculture, primitive agriculture is known with different names, as well as internationally also. When you will be going to Brazil, or you will be seeing in different parts of the world, there also it is known with the different names. You can simply go through the names that is given there. Okay. Okay, now another thing, if we are going to discuss, is intensive subsistence farming. What is intensive subsistence farming? Okay, as by name you can see that intensive subsistence farming is done intensively. Here modern tools and intense methods of irrigation is used. And actually the farming of India is intensive subsistence farming only. Why again it is written subsistence? Why? Because many of our farmers are poor, many of our farmers are landless, many of our farmers, they don't have much of land. So that's why they are required to produce more from a set piece of land. If you have a small piece of land and you are pressurized to grow more, so obviously that farming will be called as intensive subsistence farming. But its motto is not to grow the crop commercially. Its motto is not to produce the crop so that you can directly sell it to the market. So most of the farmers who are producing, they are producing for oneself. Okay, but here it is different from primitive subsistence farming, but because the primitive subsistence farming is done with natural ways, but here the natural ways are not used. Here fertilizer, manures, pesticides, insecticides, and these things are used extensively to raise maximum produce out of a piece of land, so that they can have the ample amount of crops grown. So intensively, it is done intensively. Modern tools and intense methods of irrigation is used. But at the same time, when we are seeing this, that intensive subsistence farming, when we are seeing what intensive subsistence farming, one more thing is that ki why the piece of land or the agricultural land is shrinking. Why it is shrinking? It is because of inheritance. You know that in India the property is transferred from father to son, and to even daughters also. And why not to daughters? The property is being transferred to the son and daughters. So when property, but technically because we have a patriarchal society, पितृसत्रात्मक समाज है, और कहीं ना कहीं ये समाज में गढ़ा हुआ है कि जो संपत्ति है वो पुत्र को ही ट्रांसफर होती है. हालांकि ये गलत है, संपत्ति तो लड़कियों को भी ट्रांसफर होनी चाहिए, उनका हक भी है ये. फिर भी अगर हम अपने एक सामाजिक संरचना के हिसाब से देखें तो व्हेन द लैंड इज ट्रांसफर्ड इट इज बीइंग डिवाइडेड फर्दर. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल मान लीजिए कोई राम है और राम के दो बेटे हैं, एक एक्स और दूसरा वाई. तो जो टोटल जमीन राम के पास होगी वो एक्स और वाई में बढ़ जाएगी. अब एक्स को अगर 3 बच्चे हैं और वाई को 4 बच्चे हैं तो इनकी जमीन फर्दर 3 और 4 हिस्से में बढ़ जाएगी. तो इट मींस द लैंड इज कीप on contracting because of the inheritance of property, and this also led a pressure over the community of farmers or over the people so that they can use intensive methodologies of producing the crop. So I hope this is clear. Now the third one is commercial farming. So when you come to the commercial farming, it is quite obvious for you to understand and realize what is commercial farming. As you know that the basic motto of this farming is to produce things for commercial purpose. Okay, so commercial farming at many times is also called as plantation farming. Plantation farming. Okay, plantation farming. One more thing, when we talk about primitive subsistence farming or intensive subsistence farming, here the crops which are taken are usually the cereal crops, which is used for feeding the population, feeding oneself, like cereals, like pulses, like rice. Okay, तो जो गेहूं है, चावल है, दाल है, ऐसी चीज़ें हैं, सब्जियां हैं, ये जो है प्रिमिटिव सब्सिस्टेंस फार्मिंग और इंटेंसिव सब्सिस्टेंस फार्मिंग में यूज़ होती हैं और प्रोड्यूस की जाती हैं. लेकिन जब कमर्शियल फार्मिंग की बात करते हैं तो हियर द क्रॉप्स विच आर ग्रोन आर एक्चुअली द कैश क्रॉप्स. उनको क्या कहते हैं? कैश क्रॉप्स कहते हैं, बिकॉज इट गिव्स यू इंस्टेंट कैश. तो कैश क्रॉप्स क्या है? जो कमर्शियल यूटिलिटी का है, जैसे सुगर केन है, टी है, रबड़ है और टोबैको है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं दैट इज ग्रोन इन आवर कंट्री, लाइक कॉफ़ी है, ओके, लाइक जूट है. तो all these are the commercial crops. Okay, there are some more things are also be considered as like banana. बनाना की बहुत बड़ी बड़ी खेती है, प्लांटेशन है. तो प्लांटेशन क्या होता है? we will be discussing. तो ये बात समझ में आ रही होगी that प्लांटेशन फार्मिंग का बेसिक मोटो है कि it is the cash crops are taken that gives you instant cash, and ultimately it is a market oriented farming. So if it is market oriented, it is basically done not for livelihood, it is done for profit, it is done for solely generating profit. And that's why most of the farming that is done under commercial farming is a plantation farming, and it includes cash crop. And when we do the plantation farming, what is plantation farming? When you grow a single crop on a large scale, when single crop is grown on a large area, is called as plantation farming. So when you're talking about plantation farming, so you know that plantation farming, when a single crop will be grown on a large area, it will be labor intensive. It will be labor intensive. Okay, generally what we see that in intensive subsistence farming and primitive subsistence farming, the people of their own, they used to do the cropping, they used to cultivate the crops. Okay, and in commercial farming we see that because a crop is grown on a large scale, it is loaded on a truck and it is sent to the factories, because the crops which are taken are cash crops. They have weight because they are produced in a very large quantity and amount. That's why it needed labor. That's why it is called as a labor intensive farming also, and it is also called as the truck farming. Why? Because the commodities which are produced, the crops which are produced, and after harvest they are required to load on truck and to send to directly to the factories. But many times this has also been seen that when we are talking about the plantation farming, the factories are set up on the plantation itself. क्योंकि जब फैक्ट्रीज प्लांटेशन पे ही लगा दी जाएंगी तो जो भाड़े का कॉस्ट है, जो माल भाड़े का कॉस्ट है, जो फ्राइट का कॉस्ट है, जो उस सामान को के ढुलाई का कॉस्ट है, जो उसको लादने और उतारने का कॉस्ट है, जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का कॉस्ट है, वो कम हो जाता है, नगण्य हो जाता है और वहीं फैक्ट्री पर ही वो रॉ मटेरियल्स मिल जाते हैं। तो फैक्ट्री के लिए भी आसान होता है कि फैक्ट्री उसको मैनेज कर पाए और इससे जो मुनाफा है वो बढ़ जाता है और लागत कम हो जाती है। तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि कॉमर्शियल फार्मिंग क्या है। कॉमर्शियल फार्मिंग इज अ टाइप ऑफ फार्मिंग विच इंक्लूड्स कैश क्रॉप्स. It is also called as a truck farming. It is labor intensive. It is done with modern tools and technology. जो प्लांटेशन फार्मिंग है ये लेबर इंटेंसिव भी है और ये किससे किया जाता है? मॉडर्न टूल एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से किया जाता है. इट इज डन विथ modern tools and it is also done with scientific methods. क्योंकि आपको मालूम है कि अगर गलत तरीके से किया तो पूरी फसल खराब होगी, लाखों का नुकसान हो सकता है, करोड़ों का नुकसान हो सकता है. तो साइंटिफिक मेथड से इसको किया जाता है. ये वेल ऑर्गेनाइज होता है. बहुत बार जो फार्म हाउसेस है वो कंप्यूटराइज्ड होते हैं, प्रोडक्शन वेल अरेंज्ड होता है और क्योंकि इसका टोटल जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो क्रॉप्स को जो है सेल करने के लिए है. तो आई होप दैट टाइप ऑफ फार्मिंग इज क्लियर टू यू. आई होप that what is primitive subsistence farming, what is intensive subsistence farming, and what is commercial farming, what is plantation, and what are differences in between these three sets of farming, I hope is clear to you. So kindly go through the first 2 pages of the book and go through so that you can बिलीव कि कैसे क्या चीज़ें की जा सकती हैं. इसके बाद जो टॉपिक आता है वो टॉपिक आता है क्रॉपिंग सीजन का, कि क्रॉपिंग सीजन क्या है. Okay, so this we'll be discussing in the next lecture. Till that, take care of yourself. Thank you.